Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing fantastic. I know it's been a minute since I have posted a video, but it's been a slow news time or news week for Chelsea, but at the same time there are some weird and important things that I think are important that we talk about. I said important way too many times, but yeah, anyway, before I get into all of that, guys, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Obviously everyone that's watching, everyone that's subscribed, it's really appreciated. It really helps the channel, so give me a thumbs up. It helps the channel even more, and comment, especially with this video. I think there a lot of Chelsea fans are going to be sitting on maybe different sides of the argument. Unfortunately, the last time I thought everyone would be on my side, but that didn't work out. For some reason, Lewandowski seems to be a popular, I don't know, purchase for some Chelsea fans. But yeah, anyway, guys, before I continue, let's just take a pause and breathe, and let's get right into it. So, as the thumbnail and the video title says, I want to talk about numbers. I come from a time, or I'm from a time, or I grew up watching football at a time where shirt numbers were really important to players, right? The number 10 meant something, the number 9 meant something, number 7 definitely meant something, and I just feel like I'm continuing this kind of thought process when I see what's going on at Chelsea. But there's two very specific things that I want to talk about, or numbers that I want to talk about. One which being the Kepa situation with Edouard Mendy, and PULISIC situation with the number 10. Starting off with the Kepa situation, obviously Kepa is not going to be our number one goalkeeper, unfortunately. I don't see it in the plans. I think the Chelsea board have kind of come to the realization that it's not going to happen, that they're not going to find what they need from Kepa. Obviously Edouard Mendy is doing amazing things, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why we didn't go for Donnarumma when we had the chance, when he was on a free. Obviously they I'm sure there was other things, like his wage bill was probably way too high and so on and so forth. We all know he's a wonderful agent, he's the same guy giving us problems with Haaland. But yeah, so obviously the most important thing is Edouard Mendy is going to be our number one goalkeeper. So does that mean that he deserves to take that number one number from Kepa? I think hell yes. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, but I definitely think that it's time for Kepa to give up that number one shirt, because you're not the number one goalkeeper. And as harsh and as annoying and as bad as that sounds, to go from one season of having that number and the next season, I'm sure it has a whole other impact. I'm sure, like me, Kepa grew up in an era where as a goalkeeper you have that number one on your shirt, that means that the club trusts you. It comes with so many things that making you the number one choice, the number one goalkeeper. So it just seems like in this situation, I think that there must be some severity towards things and how we move forward. And obviously, like I said, I don't think there's any argument for Edouard Mendy being our number one goalkeeper. I really don't see it. I don't know anyone that would even question, that would think to themselves, you know what, actually we need to give Kepa more chances, we need to play Kepa more. I just don't see it. I've previously stated my issues with Kepa. I think number one, and this is probably, there's nothing that he can do about it, but I just think he's a bit short for a goalkeeper. I think it's important in that position. A lot of you might disagree with me. Again, let me know in the comments what you think, but I think he's just a bit too short. And I think that if you look at some of the goals that Kepa's conceded, especially from distance, a taller goalkeeper with a longer reach or with a longer arm would be able to get a fingertip that might change the trajectory of the ball, and Kepa just doesn't have that. And these are important things, and obviously there's so much more to Edouard Mendy's game and how he plays. His reflexes are amazing. He moves pretty quickly. Sometimes I think he moves almost too quick than he's supposed to, and then gets kind of caught, but his interception and like the way he thinks towards the ball is fantastic. So, you know, there's all of these things that make him better than Kepa. But Kepa, I think he's not commanding. He's short. And it doesn't seem like it works, especially in a league like this where players take shots from who knows where. I mean, if we remember Mo Salah's goal, Henderson's goal against us. I'm trying to think of like Ziyech's goal against us in the Champions League. So there's just so many instances. Tillerman's goal in the final. Anyway, I could go on about that, but I definitely think that a change of guard needs to happen. A change of numbers needs to happen in that sense. Now, moving on to the more, I would say, controversial part of this video. And honestly, I'm not trying to be controversial. These are just my opinions, especially on this topic. I don't think Christian Pulisic deserves a number 10 at Chelsea. I think, obviously, the number 10 at Chelsea is not as prestigious maybe as it would be at other clubs, but in general, when you talk of football and you talk about a number 10, I think it's mostly a starter. So I'd be looking to give this off to maybe a Mason Mount who would be a regular starter even more than Christian Pulisic. I mean, you cannot have our number 10, who is supposed to be our playmaker, our genius on the field, the guy who brings everything together when the team is not doing good, someone that's just going to lift the spirit of the team and play and break through defenses, and that's not Christian Pulisic, especially not in the last season. So I think obviously Mason Mount, who is Mr. Chelsea, who is he's there when we need him to be, when the team is not doing great. He's the one pushing the team. I mean, if we look back at the West Brom game when we played away to West Brom, and we were losing, he was the one to step up, score that first goal, which was a stunning strike. And it's just, for me, it makes more sense that Mason Mount gets that number 10. I don't know if any of these things are going to change, especially in the season. You know, it ruffles feathers almost if there is a change of numbers and things happen. But I definitely think that it's something that we need to think about, or that Chelsea needs to think about as, an appropriate understanding of the tradition of football numbers, and that we need to keep that going. So that's my opinion on those. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you think that Edouard Mendy should keep his number, 16, and that Kepa should keep number 1, and that Pulisic should keep number 10, and maybe doesn't need to go to Mason Mount? Maybe I'm just overreacting as usual. But you guys let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. And anyway, guys, we're building up towards the season. More things are coming. Apparently there's a bid coming for Haaland soon, so we're waiting for that to happen. But you will see me more often with more discussions like this, to kind of get to see what you guys are thinking about right now while we're waiting for the season to begin. Anyway, guys, again, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good one, and I'm out. Enjoy the football. Peace.